Hello again, everyone. Welcome to another Riva Tech Talk. My name is Bill George. On today's Tech Talk, we're going to be taking a look at how Riva syncs with Financial Service Cloud's interactions. For those who aren't aware of interactions in FSC, an interaction is kind of like an event, but allows for more sophisticated, compliant, and role-based data sharing options, whereas an event can only be public or private. Riva's actually been syncing with standard and custom events for financial service clients for years. And now with the new release of FSC, Riva's been chosen the preferred customer data integration partner to ensure that events sync compliantly to interactions. So let's check out what that looks like in my demo. All right, so let's say I'm an investment banker, and from my Outlook, I'm going to create a new event to Dee Outson at TAN Technology because she's been wanting to discuss an acquisition. Now, this kind of meeting is of a pretty sensitive manner, and if I was just syncing this as a standard event in Salesforce, I wouldn't be compliant as I'm potentially exposing MNPI to members of my team who shouldn't have visibility to that. In the past, FinServ and investment banks would create a custom activity that Riva could sync with. But now, with interactions in FSC, Riva can sync the appointment and create an interaction so that my client's sensitive information is only visible to whom it should be. All I have to do is create the appointment like we see here, normal behavior, and just send off the appointment. Now, there are a few things that can happen here. By default, Riva is configured to set the privacy level of meetings as sensitive and create both an interaction in FSC and an event in Salesforce. This functionality is recommended so that the user's calendar is properly updated and blocked in Salesforce, but all that can be seen on the event is the date and time, like we see here. So the Salesforce event isn't exposing sensitive attendee information that's only available on the FSC interaction, like we see here. So if I don't have the permission to view it, or if it hasn't been shared with me, I won't be able to see it. So this is our standard out-of-the-box configuration. I can just create my appointment, send it off, and Riva automatically syncs it and creates the event and interaction associated with the appropriate records. This match my visibility means that in the background, Riva makes a match to records that I have permission or visibility to in Salesforce, and Riva syncs it appropriately. But not every organization wants this kind of sync. So let's look at another way to create the same outcome, but with a more controlled manual approach. So I'll go find my meeting here. Here we go. So in this case, I'm creating my meeting just as what we saw before, but in this case, I'm actually going to specifically leverage this category, the Salesforce category right here. Now, when I have completed that, I just click Save and Close, and Riva will go through the same steps that it went through before in how it creates that interaction and how it creates that event. Or if your team needs the ultimate granularity with how they're syncing to events and interactions, they can utilize Riva Insight and Track in CRM. So in this case, when I'm creating my appointment, I click on Track in CRM or Track Appointment. I take care of all the who's and the what's. I put in any meeting notes. In this case, the meeting hasn't happened yet, but I'm putting some notes in there just to notify people that there will be a meeting, and all I have to do is track. And just like before, Riva is going to go through that same process to ensure that the event is created and the interaction is created. Finally, do you remember the tech talk on classification prompt? No? Well, you can always check that out by clicking the link in the description below. But we can always configure classification prompt to notify users to take action when sending out their appointment invites. By selecting public, the event details will be visible on the event and the interaction in Salesforce. Or the user could select private, which would make both the event and the interaction private in Salesforce. And lastly, the user could select sensitive in cases where there could be material non-public information. and Riva will sync the event as private, but the interaction will be visible to those who have permission. As you can see, Riva provides many options to ensure your team's compliant while protecting your customers' sensitive information. Once again, we're nearing the end of today's Tech Talk. As always, if you'd like to see something specific, please feel free to comment below. Or if your team is moving to FSC and you'd like to discuss how to best integrate your emails and calendars, feel free to reach out to us directly. We're happy to have that conversation. Thanks again for your time, and we'll see you soon.